the longest running online radio show on the iPower Evening Show. DeMarco J on Pretty Ricky and Rafael Castro.
Good evening, everyone. DeMarco, Ricky, and Raphael. This is Express Your Mind Monday on the IPES. All right, let's talk about rapper and business mogul Jay-Z and his decision to bring two top Latin superstars to perform at next year's NFL Super Bowl halftime show in 2020. That is Jennifer Lopez, a.k.a. J-Lo, and Shakira. Now, some black folks who are diehard NFL sports fans, legendary rapper Uncle Luke from the 90s rap group 2 Live Crew down in Florida has a problem with Jay-Z when it comes to the lack of diversity by not including black performers like Flo Rida, Rick Ross, Trina, or Uncle Luke himself. These are performers from Miami that Uncle Luke is demanding to be on stage. I don't have a problem with that, but it's not just that. Uncle Luke wants to know, why is Hove ignoring the epidemic of rogue and racist police officers killing unarmed black and brown folks at an all-time high, and not talking about the injustice that's occurring in this country?
Hey, I understand where Uncle Luke is coming from, but once again, Jay-Z is a businessman.
Right.
Do people know that whatever decisions Jay-Z makes when inviting these major superstars to perform also has to get the approval by the NFL?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
To me, I don't think Jay-Z is ignoring the injustice of unarmed black and brown people being slaughtered by some of these law enforcement. I'm pretty sure Hove is very aware of the situation black people are going through in the black communities nationwide with these rogue and racist cops. But when you have Jay-Z in the top NFL position as one of the headboards of the PR, marketing, and entertainment, the NFL, including NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, don't want to hear about our black cause in this sports organization.
No.
So therefore, I'm not blaming Hove for the decision he made to bring J-Lo and Shakira to the halftime show for next year.
Did Hove ask Pitbull to be part of the Super Bowl halftime show for next year?
I'm sure he did.
Because after all, he's from Florida.
Not yet, but it's still early.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure J-Lo wants Pitbull from Miami up on stage to represent the 305.
Yeah.
And I get what Uncle Luke is saying. I grew up on 2 Live Crew in the 90s. But unfortunately, Uncle Luke, even though his songs from 2 Live Crew were adult songs back in the day, I don't think people, when it comes to the NFL, want to hear the song Me So Horny at a Super Bowl halftime show.
Hell
knowing
no.
that you're going to have kids at that event. Especially white kids who going to ask their mommy and daddy, what is Me So Horny?
Can you imagine? Look, I love Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew from Miami.
Yeah, no
There's
doubt.
no doubt in my mind they are a classic hip-hop group from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
However, I can understand he's mad at Jay-Z, who doesn't have a problem with Jay, by the way. But at the same time, Uncle Luke thinks that Hove could be cooning for the NFL. No, he's not calling Jay an exact coon.
No.
Luke's only saying, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but I think Uncle Luke is saying that Hove shouldn't have to bow down to the NFL all the time just to get an approval if he's in this top position handling PR, marketing, and entertainment.
Absolutely. All Uncle Luke wants is just more diversity shown to black culture from Miami, or any well-known performer from Miami to represent the 305, or from the state of Florida to be on that stage during the Super Bowl halftime show. By the way, ain't J-Lo from the Bronx?
Yes.
So why did Jay-Z pick Jennifer Lopez and Shakira to be the star attractions for the Super Bowl halftime show next year?
Because J-Lo and Shakira have homes in Miami that would make them Miami residents.
Oh,
Even though
alright.
J-Lo's from the Bronx and Shakira is from Colombia, they do have a right to have a home in Miami or somewhere in Florida. And no disrespect to Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew, I definitely grew up on his music during the early 90s. And this is just me saying this. But who in the year 2019 wants to hear Uncle Luke or 2 Live Crew perform at a Super Bowl halftime show?
Bruh, you'd be surprised. Yeah, 2 Live Crew came out from the early 90s.
Right.
But there's still people in that audience or fans from that generation like myself will know who 2 Live Crew is.
But people from this generation, today's generation, are going to be asking, who the F is 2 Live Crew?
That's
Exactly.
way, way before y'all times.
Right.
This generation was sperms.
For real.
They weren't even a thought of when 2 Live Crew came out with their explicit music, not suitable for children.
Right? Exactly.
What is your take? Did Jay-Z make the right decision for the 2020 Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about what he said about Hove? It's the EYM. Let's go to the phone lines.
iPower 1 FM. Call and express your mind. Express your mind. Join the conversation now on the iPower Evening Show.
Express your mind. Express your mind.
Clarence, you're next on iPower 1 FM. Go ahead, Clarence.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, what up, Clarence?
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Well, in a way he did, but that ain't enough for a diverse performance at the halftime show. Y'all feel me?
Right.
So far as J-Lo and Shakira that is scheduled to perform that night at the Super Bowl. But what about Pitbull? Jay-Z didn't offer Pitbull a spot to perform at the halftime show?
I'm sure he did.
After all, he's from Miami.
Right.
Along with Flo Rida, Rick Ross, Trina, and other rappers and performers.
Exactly.
As for Uncle Luke, I understand where he's coming from. Now, I mean,
Right.
I grew up on his music with Two Live Crew, you know, band in the USA.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
I said, Jay-Z a businessman, and I don't think he's sold out. He tried to present to us as a people what he can do to bring good-ass performance to the Super Bowl halftime show. Hopefully this won't be it with J-Lo and Shakira performing that night.
Thanks for that call, Clarence. Robert, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Robert.
We're going DeMarco, Ricky, and Raphael.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, what up, Robert?
Did Jay-Z made the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Like me say on your program, me not a big fan of Jay-Z and the rap music scene thing.
Right.
But me not think this a good move by Jay-Z if you can have just J-Lo and what the woman name again?
Shakira. Her name
Right,
is Shakira.
Shakira.
Right, Shakira.
Bob Marley's grandson, Stephen Marley, lived down in Florida. Jay-Z can call him through him agent and ask him if he want to perform on the stage at the Super Bowl.
Right.
There are plenty of people out there that we know that Jay-Z can pick for perform on the stage.
So it doesn't have to be just J-Lo and Shakira. And these two superstars are not originally from Florida, or Miami to be exact.
No, hell.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not saying that J-Lo and Shakira can perform down there
No.
during the Super Bowl. No, man. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Them can perform down there.
Exactly.
But you need a little bit more black people for perform down there.
I hear you, bruh.
All right, we talk to you later.
All right, Dio Bendiga.
Bye now.
Thanks for your call, Robert. Lamont, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Lamont.
Yeah, this is Lamont.
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Well, like I said before, I ain't no big fan of Jay-Z or the ladies that Jay-Z chose to perform on stage. To me, I think they should cancel the Super Bowl halftime show and just focus on the game itself. Because they haven't had no good performance for a while, and it has been getting boring lately. If they want somebody to liven up the show, liven up the Super Bowl halftime show, Jay-Z should have gotten Kid Rock to perform for the Super Bowl.
What?
But as for the Super Bowl halftime show being ruined, it was Janet Jackson that ruined everything by exposing herself on stage, wanted to show her nipple. That's all she was about. And
Lamont.
that's being a whore.
Oh, no.
Lamont. Goodbye, Lamont. I'm not going to let you smear Janet Jackson's name like that and blame her for her wardrobe malfunction.
No.
You will not call out her name on this program.
You got some
How
nerve.
dare you disrespect a legend like Janet Jackson?
The last time I recall at that 2004 Super Bowl with Janet Jackson, it was Justin Timberlake that inadvertently exposed one of Janet Jackson's breasts showing her nipple.
Yes.
Janet was not expecting that to happen that night.
No.
Justin Timberlake took it upon himself to expose Janet Jackson. And Janet, I believe, has not performed with Justin Timberlake ever since that Super Bowl halftime show a few years ago.
Right, and some people say that it was staged. No,
Oh, no,
it
no.
wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Janet had no idea Justin Timberlake was going to do that
No.
on live worldwide television.
Exactly.
Wasn't the Patriots in the 2004 Super Bowl at that time?
Yes, they
yeah,
was.
they was.
It was
They
Tom
was.
Brady and the Pats versus the Carolina Panthers. It was championship number 2 for New England in 2004. Go for championship number 7 next year in 2020.
Yep.
Mike, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Mike.
How are ya?
How you doing, Mike?
What's up there, Mike?
What up, dude?
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Yeah, before I say what I have to say, one thing, Raphael, you got right. TB12 and the New England Patriots will win their 7th championship ring. I think it's going to be the Pats versus the San Francisco 49ers this season.
In the 2020 Super Bowl? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt that New England is going to beat the 49ers if it ever comes to the Pats versus the 49ers.
I agree.
Now, to answer your question, DeMarco, I think Jay-Z made the worst decision to have Jennifer Lopez and this woman, Shakira, on stage for this year's Super Bowl halftime show in 2020. I agree with the last caller. Jay-Z should have picked Kid Rock. Don't set that halftime show on
Are you
fire.
serious?
Anyways, now Jay-Z himself said that he wanted diversity on stage for 2020. Where is the diversity at? Where is it? There's no white performers, no African-American performers on stage for the Super Bowl. And besides, Jennifer Lopez is from the Bronx. And I believe Shakira, who I never heard of, is from South America somewhere, or in Guatemala somewhere.
She's from Colombia, Mike.
Somewhere.
Colombia.
So when is it okay for Roger Goodell and Jay-Z to bring an illegal alien on stage?
What?
Okay, we get it, Mike. We get it. I'm not getting into whether Shakira is a legal citizen in this country or not. That is not the topic we're talking about.
For real.
But one thing I do agree with you, Mike. Where is the diversity? Don't get me wrong. I love J-Lo, love Shakira, love these Latino women. However, you got other known artists from Miami, from Florida, that are well qualified to perform at this year's Super Bowl halftime show down in Miami. You got Jason Derulo, Gloria Estefan, Ricky Martin, even though he's from Puerto Rico. Again, Trina, Rick Ross. Like I said, love Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew, but he wouldn't be qualified to perform at the halftime show in 2020.
Hell no. See, back then, 2 Live Crew's music was more for adults than for all music hip-hop lovers out there that included children.
Right.
Love Uncle Luke, but he wouldn't be good for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Exactly.
No, he would not.
Stacey J, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Stace.
Yo, Stacey J, represent hip-hop.
How you doing, brother?
What's happening there, bruh?
Stacey!
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Well, so far, so good. He's chosen J-Lo and Shakira to perform at this year's Super Bowl halftime show. Hopefully, he'll add to his roster like Flo Rida, Jason Derulo, or even Rick Ross or Trina. I don't even mind Pitbull, because he's from the 305 in Miami. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
As for Uncle Luke, I got nothing but respect for this legendary rap pioneer. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, I also got love for Jay-Z for his music, being a businessman, taking care of business in the NFL. You feel what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you, Stace. Do you think Jay-Z has forgotten all about the culture by no longer supporting Colin Kaepernick for what he's doing by taking a knee and sending a powerful message that we still got work to do when it comes to police brutality on black and brown in this country?
Nah, brother. I don't think Jay-Z forgot about the black culture, nor forgot about Colin Kaepernick and his stance against police brutality and the killings of black and brown in this country.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like both Hove and Kaepernick for what they're doing, and we need to support both of these brothers who are in business and for a cause. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Alberto, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Alberto.
Hey, what up, DeMarco? What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how you doing,
Sandro?
Alberto?
What's up there, bro?
Amiguito. What up, dude?
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
Yes, he did. Because throughout history of the NFL halftime shows, I don't think there has ever been 2 Latinas up on stage at the same time during the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't think that has ever happened in history, in NFL history. Yeah, Jay-Z made the right decision for Latinos, especially the event is going to take place down in Miami. So therefore, I don't see a problem with that.
Right. I don't think that has ever happened in the history of the NFL Super Bowl halftime shows. I might be wrong about that, but I never recall throughout my years of watching the NFL and the Super Bowl ever seeing 2 Latino women on the same stage.
Right.
This could probably be a first.
All right, Ray Sean, you're next tonight, Power 1 FM. Go ahead, Ray Sean.
Hey, what up, DeMarco? What up, Ricky? What up, Raphael?
How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's up there, bruh?
Hey, what up, Ray Sean?
Did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove?
In a way, yes, he did. Even though I think Jay-Z should have done more by adding some black flavor in that mix for the upcoming 2020 Super Bowl halftime show. I understand why Jay-Z made that decision. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I recall in the history of 2 Latino women on stage at one time to perform at an annual halftime show, nor do I recall in history of 2 black women on the same stage at one time at an annual Super Bowl halftime show. And in my opinion, Jay-Z should have gotten artists that represented Miami, like this Latino brother, Pitbull, black sisters like Trina to fully rep Miami performing.
Right.
As for this brother, Uncle Luke, from 2 Live Crew, don't get me wrong, I got love for my brother, who has a disagreement with Jay-Z on not focusing on more of the cause for our people when it comes to the injustice of black people. I understand where Brother Luke is coming from, and I also understand where Jay-Z's at with the taking of the knee by our brother Colin Kaepernick. I believe Hove does want to continue to support Kaepernick for his cause, for the injustice for our people. But right now, Hove is dealing with the NFL and the PR marketing and entertainment, promoting these superstars like J-Lo, like Shakira, that will bring in more marketing revenue to multi-billion-dollar football organization.
In your opinion, Rayshawn, you think Jay-Z still got time to bring in a person of color to the Super Bowl halftime show? Somebody African-American or black that will rep Miami to the fullest?
Who do you have in mind besides the ones we mentioned?
Well, I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment. And I know we can't bring Uncle Luke on stage at the halftime show next year. The music that he had back in the 90s was not suitable for children under 18. So I can see Flo Rida up there, put it on a performance for Miami. I can see the same thing for Trina, who has been in the female rap game for many years. Hopefully, Jay-Z will be thinking of something by adding one or two more performers to the roster who look like us at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
And as for White Boy Mike and Coon-Ass Lamont talking about they should have Kid Rock up on stage performing at the Super Bowl halftime show with his racist rhetoric towards Oprah, to my people. I mean, what is he saying about his daughter, who happens to be black?
Right.
Does he see his daughter the way he sees Oprah?
Preach.
Let that sink in.
Right.
Peace, my brothers.
Thanks, Rashad. I appreciate your call, brother.
Later, bruh.
Express Your Mind continues
Right here, right now.
on the iPower Evening Show.
We got more of the iPower Evening Show coming up in hour 4. Plus the email bag. Reading your emails on tonight's topic. Coming up at the bottom of the hour. Meanwhile, we're streaming on our official website, iPower1FM.com or TuneIn.com. Keyword iPower1FM to pick up our show.
Incoming message.
Text your mind. Text your mind on the EYM. Talking about did Jay-Z make the right decision for his pick for the Super Bowl halftime show? And was Uncle Luke right about Hove? Cam NJ King from Newark, New Jersey writes, I think Jay-Z should have done more than just having J-Lo and Shakira perform at the halftime show next year.
Incoming message.
Haitian Jeans 718 from Flatbush, Brooklyn writes, I appreciate what Jay-Z did, and I think he should add more artists of color on stage besides J-Lo and Shakira.
Incoming
Pat Summers 67 from Worcester, Massachusetts writes, not my choice for the Super Bowl halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira. Hopefully Jay-Z will pull some out of his sleeve with a special guest added. Well, let's hope so, Pat Summers 67.
Lysandra B87 from Hoboken, New Jersey writes, yes, Jay-Z is a businessman. I get it. But he needs to add somebody like Jason Derulo or Flo Rida. They from Miami. Why not add Pitbull? We shall see, Lysandra B87. We shall see. Proud Jamaican Reggie from Jamaica, Queens writes, Jay-Z should add Stephen Marley to the lineup because he's from Miami. J-Lo and Shakira is okay, but we need somebody that Miami, Florida is familiar with for the halftime show next year. I don't mind Stephen Marley performing on stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. Hey, why not?
Message.
Jamal K 617 from Roxbury, Massachusetts writes, I don't think J-Lo or Shakira should be part of the Super Bowl performing. They ain't originally from Miami. Yo, put Flo Rida, Rick Ross, or Derulo up on stage for 2020. Now that's what's up. Look, don't get me wrong, I love J-Lo. I like Shakira, but come on, let's have some familiar faces to represent the 305 down in Miami. I agree with Jamal K 617 on that.
Alberto 84 from Providence, Rhode Island writes, yo, I don't mind Jay-Z having J-Lo and Shakira representing Latino women on stage, but they need to add Pitbull to the roster because he's from Miami repping the 305. Exacto. Yo, I don't mind seeing Pitbull rep the stage in Miami along with J-Lo and Shakira. Hey, why not? Carmen Perez from El Bronx writes, Jay-Z made the right decision. Why don't they just have J-Lo and Shakira perform at the Super Bowl? Let these Latino women make history at the halftime show alone. What's wrong with that? Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be honest. And Luis Maldonado, PR 718 from Bushwick, Brooklyn writes, yo, if Jay-Z's gonna have J-Lo and Shakira on stage repping for Latinos, he needs to add Pitbull from the 305. Latinos can make Super Bowl halftime show history. Hey, otra vez, why not?
So what's the moral of the story?
Congrats to J-Lo and Shakira, who will be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show in 2020. But at the same time, more diversity needs to be represented on stage at future halftime shows. For Jay-Z, this is a start.
For me, I thought Jay-Z could have done more besides having J-Lo and Shakira up on stage for the halftime show.
Right.
I know my peoples want to make history representing Latino women, but at least get somebody from Miami, like Pitbull, to perform to represent Latinos as well.
Or Gloria Estefan. She's from Miami.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with that. And I know Jay-Z meant well in making this decision to have two Latino women like J-Lo and Shakira up on stage.
Yeah.
But at least have somebody who's from Miami that can rep the 305 at the halftime show like Pitbull. I'm just saying.
Right. Lesson learned. Thanks, Rick. Shout outs to IP2 on our YouTube channel. Keyword iPower1Nation. We'll do this again next time.